Happy hump day. The theme for today is stability. I'm going to show you what this lack of stability is doing to the housing market using London as an example. And then I'm going to talk about the lack of stability coming to Alberta. Let me start off with this. Sorry for the screenshots, but this graph doesn't show up on my phone very well. So this is the home price index for the London area. I highlighted London itself. Back in February, the benchmark price was $622,100. For April, the benchmark price, $589,200. That's about a 6% decrease, and I'm expecting another 1 to 2%. Why is this happening? Global instability. People just aren't sure that now is the time to make a move. There's less activity overall, but some people just need to sell their house. That's the way it works. Those people that need to sell their house, they have to accept lower offers. And I foresee instability throughout this summer. So yeah, I'm seeing another 1%, 2% drop from the peak. This is London. I'm thinking something similar is going to happen in your area as well. All right, let me get to some instability in oil, and then I'm going to move on to instability in Alberta. There's a slight reprieve for Alberta this morning. Oil prices are up. What's going on? Well, the Saudis raised the price of oil to Asia. Opinions vary on what's happening with OPEC and the Saudis. I'm going to give you my opinion. So in recent years, there's been a lot of use of shadow fleets. These are ships that don't officially exist, often carrying oil that hasn't officially been produced to buyers who are not officially buying it. You see the problem, right? And then OPEC has the problem of just trying to herd cats, right? They've got members who don't want to adhere to production quotas. Some big members, some small members. So I think the Saudis are taking the bull by the horns, and they're going to bring everyone in line through force. As Christopher Walken put it, sometimes the lion just has to show everyone else who he is. So I expect this to be temporary, and over the summer for production to increase and oil prices to continue to fall, which will mean economic problems for Alberta. And now Danielle Smith and Doug Ford have a war of words happening. Because as much as I dislike Doug Ford, he's often right. What is he right about? This is a time to unite the country, not people saying, oh, I'm leaving the country. He's specifically speaking of separation. If you want to leave the country, go ahead. Why is Doug Ford getting involved? Because the instability that this will create is enormous. Everyone's going to suffer from this for nothing. That's the important part of this. This will all happen for nothing at a terrible time because it cannot happen. And here's the thing, Danielle Smith is making it out like the fight is between Alberta and the federal government. It isn't. The fight is between Alberta and the First Nations. You want to fuck around with the federal government, you go right ahead. You want to fuck around with the First Nations? You're going to find out. This summer is going to be tough economically for Alberta because of what OPEC wants to do, and OPEC doesn't give a shit what's happening in Alberta. And with that economic unrest, which will create social unrest, Danielle Smith wants to create more social unrest. This is all bad in all kinds of ways. Look, let me just show you something. This is the dollar yesterday. This big jump here, that's from the press conference that was televised yesterday. That's the world's reaction to Mark Carney in the Oval Office. You personally can say what you want. The world is saying something else. And you don't have to agree with people. I don't agree with Doug Ford. But when he's right, he's right. This is going to be all kinds of bad for nothing.